And with 39 goals, 6 penalties, 4 red cards and 2 hat-tricks across just 8 matches, we've got a lot to cover in the next couple of hours in the company of Dion Dublin, Don Hutchison and Chris Foy. We'll begin at Stamford Bridge for Chelsea against the reigning champions Liverpool. The Reds' new signing from Bayern Munich, Thiago, was named on the bench as Frank Lampard looked to get his first win over Jurgen Klopp. Commentary comes from Andy Townsend and from Peter Drury.
Once the yellow's the first decision, you feel it needs to be absolutely critical that it's a red to make that difference. I'm not sure it was, but I'm not going to sit here and complain too much. It's one that I felt could be given or not.
Another horrible moment for Kepa. What is the best thing for you to help him?
To try and give him confidence, because a goalkeeper absolutely relies on confidence. It's a clear mistake. Kepa's accepted that, as he should do, holds his hand up, and we have to be a group and accept that sort of joint responsibility. These things do happen, but it's obviously a clear mistake.
Last situation before half-time, red card, and second half was a different game. Challenging for concentration. We just kept the ball rolling, we scored the goals, nice goals. Everybody was involved, everybody had a real hand in this result.
We'll talk about the penalty in a second, but just in case you're in any doubt about whether Liverpool were going to be up for it again, Don, we saw that they very much are going to be up for this title defence.
They were brilliant. Even 11v11 mark, they were so good. The midfield bossed it, spraying the ball around for fun. Top end of the pitch, I thought Salah coming off the back of his hat-trick looked really sharp. Mane's just been at a level now where people are starting to ask the question now, is he the best player in the Premier League? Even though we all think it's Kevin De Bruyne, and whatever your opinion is, Mane's certainly pushing him close. And on the day, you analyse it and you go, Liverpool were just far too strong for them.
Yeah. And whatever Frank Lampard says, it is a red card, isn't it, Chris? Really?
Yeah, it is, and we've got to be grateful now for VAR. We talked about it before. Now we've got it in the Premier League, and you can actually see Paul Tierney there. He goes over to the screen, he can see the definitive clip, and the decision's the right decision. So we've got to be really pleased with the outcome.
You were at the game. We should say you were actually at the game, so you saw it with your naked eye. Did you feel it was a red straight away?
Yeah, straight away, because I thought that Mane was going to get there, and he was going to take the ball around the goalkeeper. Kepa was in no man's land, and Christensen had to do something. It's one of those harsh professional fouls where Frank Lampard's half thinking, I'm glad he's done that. He's half thinking, I'm glad he's done that, and he might get away with a yellow.
I mean, you've got to be smarter than that,
Look at that.
You've got to be streetwise. If you're Andreas Christensen and Mane's come off that run and he's made the diagonal run and he's going through, try and be a little bit cuter. You've rugby tackled him.
Yeah.
It's. I know Don and I always say this a lot, but when we played the game, when that ball was coming over Mane's shoulder, it was on his way over Mane's shoulder. Now Mane's watching the ball. Christensen's on his left. He's watching the ball. If the goalkeeper shouts "keepers," you're thinking, "Oh no." So that's what goalkeepers have got to get back. If you shout "keepers," we are now thinking, "Do I go for this or do I not?"
But even Dion, if you go back to early 80s, 90s, and probably a little bit before that, Italian football, if Mane's making that run and you're Andreas Christensen and you think he's got the run on me, I'm not going to catch him. If you foul him with a little nudge on the halfway line, it's never going to be a red card. So use your nous a little bit, use your brain. The fact that you've allowed it to run off you, mistake number 1, then rugby tackling, mistake number 2, and you're in the game at 0-0 a minute before half time.
Was the referee? Who was the referee? Paul Tierney.
Paul Tierney.
Paul Tierney. Did he give himself time by giving him a yellow?
Yeah. When you give himself an out, that's a lot of people have gone. Actually, he's gone safe there by giving himself a yellow because he knows it'll be overruled if he's wrong.
Well, if you look at the footage from where he is, he's what I call got a pencil view. So he's in a line and he can't really see him because the ball has gone long very quickly. It's difficult to make that run. So you're looking at the upper body foul, which you can see, and you can't really see anything. So what he's not going to do, he's not going to think, well, I'll just go red for the heck of it. He's actually thinking, I can only judge on what I see. Okay. And he sees the foul. But obviously, because he then gives him a yellow card.
So is he not quite in the right position?
Well,
I don't know if you can be, Mark, can you?
Because it's the long ball, Matt.
Yeah.
All you can do is just get a little dart to the left or a dart to the right to get an angle. But it's one of those situations that's really difficult. And he makes a decision, he gives that yellow card, but we've got VAR now.
So he doesn't know from the position he's in that Mane will definitely get a touch on it, in his view, before Kepa. That's the key thing, isn't it? Because he may have thought from his view, well, I don't know whether it was a 50-50, but you can see from there, Kepa clearly has... By Mane clearly getting to the ball first, Kepa is denying
a goal scoring opportunity. I mean, what was good as well, we were actually...
That's every time you see it.
Terrible. What I will take of what Chris has said, pencil view.
Yes, that was good, that wasn't it? Pencil view. That's another one.
Pencil view.
But that's great for VAR. VAR's got that absolutely right.
Absolutely spot on. And that's how it should be used.
Yep. And then did you feel watching the game in the second half, right, Liverpool are going to come out now, particularly Thiago came on for Henderson at half-time. I think we're going to see some Liverpool playing now.
Absolutely.
What happened.
It wasn't a brilliant first half, don't get me wrong, there were a couple of chances, but when Liverpool came out, they kind of sprinted onto the pitch and they meant business. They played like the champions. Some of the football, look at this.
Bad error from Alonso.
Oh, but look at that. Just one touch football. Mane getting across Reece. Look at this, look, bam. That's how you score as a centre forward. You go out the eye line of the defender, can't see him coming, he thinks he's got it, and Mane's there. But the little intricate 1-2s, they did that, and as soon as Thiago came on, he was spraying the ball left and right. Here he is here, look.
Do you know there's an unwritten rule, unwritten phrase that Premier League players use? There's no better skill than a 1-2. People see a step over and a Cruyff and a Rabona, they think they're good. But Mane was just so on it.
But look where he starts.
He gives the ball away.
Look where he starts.
Look at his fuming. Watch Firmino, points to him, close him down. So they know Kepa's going to take a chance because they know that he's going to be feeding it into their best ball player, which is Jorginho. But how hungry is it to want to win it back after you give it away?
I said this, I was working for radio yesterday, and I said this in the commentary. I said, Zuma and Christensen don't want to pass the ball back to Kepa. So nervous of what he'd do, and they cleared it instead of passing it to the keeper.
Yeah.
And that's why they didn't want to pass it. They don't trust him anymore. You
have
see it.
You have that feeling, Mark. You have that feeling on the pitch, and I won't name names, but you've had that feeling on the pitch where your goalkeeper's maybe out of form, or you don't quite trust him with the ball at his feet. So you don't roll it back. So you just get rid, which creates that little bit of confusion because the manager's telling you to play it from the back. Make sure you play that pass. But if someone's out of form, you're not going to play it back to him 100 times in the game. You're just going to do what you think at that given time is the right thing to do, and it's costing Chelsea.
Liverpool were at a different level in the second half. The way they passed the ball about, and then Thiago came on and just linked everything up.
He's got velvet feet, hasn't he?
He was incredible. I've never seen anybody.
He really has, hasn't he?
Velvet feet. Can you imagine having velvet feet?
Yeah. Like those slippers you see. Those slippers you see at Christmas time sometimes. A nice little bit of fur.
Bit of fur off the top. Yes.
Fake fur, of course, but the fur there.
But you know what he's got, Mark? He takes pictures. He's looking and he's scanning. So I can imagine if when Thiago gets the ball, now we've seen about 5 pictures, right? So that's the one he chose. Whenever he gets it, look, there's more pictures. He's scanning. He knows he's got Milner. He knows he's got left to Andy Robertson. Now he's looking in the box. Has he got a trick? Leaves midfield player Jorginho for dead. Tries the harder pass towards the far post. This one he's looking for a bit of cut spin, and he'll be disappointed with himself for not hitting the target. But you know, you watch him play. He's just
more passes, even though he played half the game than anyone on the Chelsea team. 70. Well, it was 75 last night. It's 74 today. I don't know which pass has been taken away from him.
I mean, brilliant, but Chelsea down to 10 men. But I totally get it because he wants the ball, Mark. He wants it at his feet, and when you look at what Liverpool midfield players have got, Naby Keita with the ball at his feet can take people on. Jordan Henderson maybe has 2 or 3 touches before either giving it simple or going long. Gini Van Alden provides the legs to get in the box. So if you want someone, when someone goes deep, you want Thiago on the ball because of his range of pass.
Anyway, he's got to work on his tackling because he gave away a penalty.
Yes, not the best tackler actually, to be honest with you. He was late.
Let's talk us through this.
Yeah, I called this in real time and I watched it yesterday. There's a small contact on the ankle and then he catches him just above the knee, Don. I think it's one that Don's familiar with. And
one of those from behind.
Credit where credit's due. I mean, the
ankle
referee,
on ankle, Chris. Just watch.
Just there, and then he gets him with the glance on the knee. It's a penalty.
Yeah. It doesn't mean
it's only the second time in his career that Jorginho's missed a penalty.
I fancied Alisson. Yeah. Because I fancy Alisson and his coaching staff would have done the homework from last week against Brighton.
But watch Alisson, he doesn't move at all. He doesn't move.
Don't be put off by the hop.
That's it. He doesn't move.
Don't be put off by the hop.
And that's what Jorginho's waiting for. Jorginho's waiting for, I'm going to hop, and while I'm in the air, goalkeeper's going to dive. I can slot it right. I can open the ankle, close the ankle and go left. Once the goalkeeper stands still, panic mode, Jorginho.
Yeah.
Difficult start to the season this for Chelsea. They had to make a change because they had a centre-half sent off. So they sacrificed Kai Havertz in his first home game. There's big issues about the goalkeeper. We think Mendy's coming from Red, presumably will go straight into the team. But he's got to obviously sort out his defensive situation, Frank Lampard, and the goalkeeper, and find a place for Havertz in the team as well.
Yeah, he'll find a place for Havertz. I don't think finding that place for him is the problem. I think you're absolutely spot on. Defensively, they're not quite right. Zuma's not going to help Chelsea win the title, or Christensen. If you think about the title winners that have won the Premier League, you can name the two centre-halves. And that's what you have to have. You have to be right. A keeper, two centre-halves, and the rest is all luxury.
Mind you, Fabinho played brilliantly as centre-half.
He was brilliant.
Liverpool,
He was great.
Great player, though.
Arguably man of the match. I mean, I know Mane got his brace, but to go from, central midfield, he's played the position before, he's played right back, he does the Fernandinho job, if you like. So once you go back there as a central midfield player, I've done it myself, where you've got the hustle and bustle of the central midfield and everything's, going around you at a million miles an hour, to then go back 20 yards and play as a two, it's that whole picture in front of you.
Slightly easier, isn't it?
It's a lot easier, because you can see the runs of the centre forwards, you can see the runs of midfield players when they're breaking, and you can track them because you're used to tracking them runs anyway. Listen, it's not as easy as I'm making out, because you come up against a Dion Dublin who'll batter you in the air, or a Timo Werner that'll run you down the side. So every time Timo Werner got the ball in the first 45 minutes, 1v1 with Fabinho, the centre half, Fabinho come out on top.
He did.
Comfortable.
He stayed on his feet. It was very, very good.